So the main thing, like I was saying then, that I've seen you in is The Boys season 3
Hmm.
in an episode called HEROGASM. Now it's a very strange episode, but I thought rather than me trying to sum it up, I thought I'd give you the challenge of describing HEROGASM in one sentence.
Oh, um, superhero orgy.
Yep.
2 words in a sentence. I mean, nothing like you've ever seen in a show before. Pretty wild.
Or in anything before,
Yeah,
really.
yeah, anything really. I mean, I don't know. It depends on the kind of parties you go to, I guess. But
True, maybe. Yeah. Definitely something I've never seen before.
yeah,
Um,
either.
but I know that the boys really like tries to mimic in a funnier way the way that like DC and Marvel kind of do the way things. But this was just a complete standout episode on its own, which was, in my opinion, is what made it really cool and really good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But what was go on.
It was interesting when I got the script for the audition. It was very much kind of giving me a nightclub vibe, like almost like like a BDSM club or like a sex
Yeah.
club or something like that. So that was kind of what I had envisioned. And then, getting on set and seeing what it actually was, it was just like, oh wow, this is it's a little different than what I had in mind, but
Yeah.
wow, it was surreal to say the least.
So what was it like on set that day? Those like key standout things that'll stay in your mind as you first walked on and I imagine saw, well, Herogasm.
Yeah, it was a solid 5+ days at that location on that set. For me, 5 days on set, but I know they were the team was there longer and some of the actors were there longer. Um, I just remember the house. It
Mhm.
was this mansion in Mississauga, and it was like kind of like on the outside something you might see in like the Flintstones because there was
Right,
the
okay.
rocks, like it was just the way it was designed. It was very like funky in that respect. And then walking inside, it was like, damn, this is it was hard to tell what it was hard to tell what the set decorators had put in the house versus what was just naturally in there because
Yeah.
it was a swinging type house, like something you'd see in Rolling Stones music video. I think they might have even shot one of their music videos there. Like it was
Oh wow.
wild. Like I could envision the kinds of parties that must have been had there back in the 70s or 80s. It was a very interesting location.
Well, you probably added to one of the many parties that it has had there. Maybe even had the like extremist party
Yeah.
of all time there, really. So what was it like? Was when you got there, was everyone just told like go in, go for it, or did you all have like specific things that you had to do?
Oh no, yeah. So just before even doing the first COVID test to see if you could even go to a wardrobe fitting, they had us connect with the intimacy coordinator for the show. Her
Hmm.
name was Casey Hudecki, wonderful, wonderful human being. She was fantastic. And her job as an intimacy coordinator is to check in with all the talent and see what everyone is comfortable with doing, kind of work with what the vision of the director and vision of the writer has for the scene and talk with the actors and see how they can make that happen and how they can shoot it in a way that's that's safe, because it is a very raunchy raw scene. There's a lot of simulated things happening all over the place. So, doing that in a way that, makes it look real, but it's all actually very, very controlled and coordinated in that way. And yeah, just making sure everyone's comfortable with what they're doing and everyone has an idea of what they're agreeing to do before just
Hmm.
kind of showing up and being like, okay, like, you're going to make out with this person and, be fondling them all over and everybody's half naked. Like, yeah, it was a very, very professionally approached
Yeah.
scene. And so, yeah, that happened like shortly after the casting. And even for the casting, actually, the audition, they said in the breakdown, performer must be comfortable with this, type of scenario, simulated sex scenes, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, they were
Yeah.
very clear about what we were getting into. There was not that there was not any surprises when we got on set, but
Oh, I imagine they were.
there were, but it was just things you kind of couldn't even, you wouldn't have even thought of, and then you show up and they're just there, and it's, oh yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, wow.
As you say that, what's like the one that you're thinking of that's in your mind?
Oh, just like tables full of goodies from like fake joints and like little fake
Mm.
baggies of cocaine or whatever drugs the soups were doing, to like tons and tons of lube and bowls full of condoms and
Oh,
the sex swing, this like
yeah, yeah.
wrap up kind of deal with the chains and the rotating bed. uh, and I could go on and on.
Yeah. But what a strange like environment to even think of, like having that on its own, but then putting all these like soups and these super powered people in there to then take it to a whole other level. Because I know like your character, Cold Snap, you could see how he made that like ice dildo there. And it's just one thing that it comes along and you're like, oh, that's really funny. But then it's like those the characters' minds even doing that is just it's just a crazy thought.